Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to share with you guys is something that needed to be talked about regarding Shedeur Sanders' debut. No, not X's and O's, not about situations regarding his team not even liking him. Hang on. Let me take my glasses because off camera, I wear these. On camera, I take them off so you can see in my eyes. Now, we've seen Dillon Gabriel break under pressure, as I've said over and over. Can the guy throw a football? Obviously, he can throw a football. Does he have the strongest arm? No. Is he somewhat accurate? Yes. So, bless one, what's the problem with Dillon Gabriel? Well, he's too short. His lack of height, so he has to overcompensate with this fearless leadership role that he never exhibits on the field. He makes one costly mistakes and he can't gather himself back together, meaning he breaks with one mistake only. You know how the rest of the game is going to go. He doesn't have what Shedeur has or what a Brett Favre. Brett Favre can throw 5 interceptions in one game and still win the game with over 380 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. That's Brett Favre. I need a quarterback like that who's not in this situation where low is me. So what am I talking about? Dillon Gabriel was protected by the Cleveland Browns with a fake injury. That's exactly what I'm speaking about. The fake injury that all of you guys are pretending not to see, pretending not to actually pay attention to. You know it was a fake injury. You guys know I'm petty. I'm not messy. I'm petty, but I'm not messy. In fact, give me my theme song so I could go in.
Heart been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas best up on my
Now, to understand where I'm coming with this, I got proof. It's on my channel right now. That's why I didn't have to drop anything on this video other than talk about the things you all know already. By the time you're done with this video, you're going to be like, whether we like Bless One or not, the man got a point. Preseason. Wait a minute. Before we talk about the game this past Sunday, let's go way back in preseason. Your guy Dillon Gabriel was getting booed once again. It's not that people hated Dillon. They only bought the preseason tickets to see Shedeur Sanders. As you guys understand, Dillon Gabriel wasn't projected a 3rd round pick. He wasn't even projected a 6th round pick. He was a 7th round pick and also projected not to go to getting drafted. He was projected as an undrafted rookie free agent. So what happened? He became a 3rd round pick. The fans weren't loving it. They didn't hate him once again. You could have him as a little mascot, little leprechaun mascot around, keep him to have good spirits. Problem is, Dillon Gabriel was getting booed and they had to hide and mask the obvious agenda, the agenda to sabotage Shedeur. You're going to say I lose my mind, but you've been saying that for 4 months, and everything I've been spouting out here for 4 years have been coming into fruition. From the malpractice to the sabotage to his teammates not liking him, even that robbery situation. We did a joke about it, and then what happened? Shedeur gets robbed for real. We said everything happened to Shedeur except him getting robbed, but I said him getting robbed at the club or something. This is far worse. You paid people to go into this man's house to batter him and destroy the little confidence he does have left. Well, when you love God, you have a lot of confidence left. We don't want to negate that part. But Dillon Gabriel was protected during preseason with a fake injury. Him and Kenny Pickett. See, the Cleveland Browns knew Kenny Pickett was going to get traded because of his value. We make fun of Kenny Pickett, but other teams look at Kenny Pickett as a serviceable number 2 or a guy that can plug and play and come into the number 1 position when needed. You can damn sure trade and get value for that guy. This is why they stopped Kenny Pickett from playing during that one game and brought up some BS injury, which I showed you guys the injury, showed you the evaluation, what other doctors said about it, and yet they prolonged the injury, and a day later, what happened? Dillon Gabriel's injured too after 4 interceptions during practice. How much was it? 4 or 5 interceptions during practice? Dillon Gabriel has to be shut down. He's quote unquote injured now. He won't be playing in any of the preseason games. He is going to be part of the team as a first pick. A first string quarterback. He didn't solidify himself in practice. We've seen the interceptions. We've seen the atrocious quarterback play he's displayed, even during preseason, if we're being for real. The interceptions. So what happened with an injury like that? Well, an injury like that reserves the guy enough time to fall back from society to actually see what he can give us, which is absolutely nothing. This is why when he was named the starting quarterback, remember that? All of a sudden, they reverted back like 2 days later from saying that, Kevin Stefanski, and they got out with the biggest message ever. Joe Flacco is our guy. And you sitting back like, huh? Now hold that thought with Joe Flacco being the guy and the whole fake injury the first time. Let's fast forward to this past Sunday. We've witnessed a healthy Dillon Gabriel. We've seen him take multiple hits and nothing wrong with him. The hits weren't even that bad at all. In fact, they tried to take Shedeur's head off. Let's just be real. Those football players don't like their own kind. That's who they try to take the heads off. With Dillon Gabriel, they would hit him and lay your head on my pillow, head ass. That's what they do. They put you down gently when you're a non-melanated quarterback. Let's just keep it real. So where was this concussion? How did Dillon Gabriel enter the quarterback concussion, well, the NFL's concussion protocol? That's why I'm waiting to see what happens during this Sunday. It doesn't matter who plays, whether it's Dillon or Shedeur Sanders. You pay attention this week what's going on in practice and what's going on with the movements. It's not about who gets to play this Sunday. What was the point of Dillon Gabriel being in the concussion protocol? Where was it? Show me on that field what's substantiated for people to be like, we need to evaluate him, when you still let him come back on the field during the third quarter. So the second half presumes and resumes as scheduled, and all of a sudden you put him in the back burner and, oh, he's not getting back on the field. He sustained a concussion. Or was this a deliberate move to embarrass Shedeur and exhibit, look, this is the reason why no teams wanted Shedeur, quote unquote. This is the reason why we don't even give Shedeur first team's reps. But that's the thing right there. DJ Blessoin's been telling you for months he has yet to get any first team reps with any of the starters, not even one time, not even after practice. Well, after practice maybe, but does that really count? And after practice, who are the guys he's throwing to? He was throwing to high schoolers and college, community college football players, not actual people who counted. And oops, my bad. What was the other situation which Tommy Reeves and Billy Musgraves agreed with DJ Blessoin? Shedeur was throwing to the equipment managers while Zappy Bailey, whatever the quarterback name, was actually throwing with the second and third strings. Right. It took Shedeur to be named the second string quarterback before he even got to play with the second string. We didn't even bring that part up as well. We didn't. I did. But I don't have a big platform like the Shays and Shannon Sharp. I love Shannon Sharp and Ocho, but I somewhat was ashamed. It took them to see Shedeur get sabotaged during his debut for them to bring up the word and terminology of malpractice. First team reps. I've been doing it every day and nobody wants to pay attention. But if it's a stepping, you know what? You know what? If it's a stepping, fetching, you love it. You love it. That's when you all want to talk about it. But a blind man could have seen what was going on. Dillon Gabriel was never injured. You got to know why they do these moves, bro. And a big move is about to happen soon. Of course, no more trades. You know what moves I've been telling you guys? Jimmy Haslam's been getting investigated for playing around with Ohio politicians and getting it his way. Millions and millions, if not over $100-something million, he's already given less than a 6-year period. And that's nothing for him. To these politicians to get what he needed. The $600 million, which he could have easily paid for that for his stadium. But you'll never call those millionaires welfare kings and queens. You'll never do it. but you're gonna hoop and holler at about some dude in the ghettos about, I don't want my tax dollars to go to their EBT. No, you don't want to know about the real truth, because if we stop the EBT, we're stopping your mom's and dad's money. But we know which group of you people in the segment of the community that really takes advantage of the EBT. But we're not going to get into that, because the true welfare kings and queens is the NFL. They found a way to rob all the cities in America of all the taxpayer citizens' money to fund and fundle their Ponzi scheme. Because in the world of gambling today, you're witnessing nothing blessed when it's saying is BS. In the world of gambling today, everything is on the table. Everything is on the table. We will question it, because when I realized, damn, everything I've been bringing up have been actually correct and substantiated, why wouldn't I start exposing the BS? I already exposed it was Cleveland Browns players and organization members who robbed Shedeur's household. My bad, who paid a couple of other people to go in the house. Might I add, people who were dressed like they just left a well-to-do club. New Balance shoes, nice pants, nice attire on them, but we're supposed to believe Pookie and Ray Ray just found themselves accidentally in Shedeur's home. Sir, everything is on the table. The fake injuries will not live over here. We seen it, we know it. And I guarantee you, when ESPN starts saying a fake injury, you guys are going to want to listen. When it's me, I'm just a regular knee grump. But when it's ESPN, you fall in love with the rhetoric. Because if Dillon Gabriel plays this Sunday, you know what you're getting. But if Shedeur plays, you know even more what you got. I'm going to judge whether Shedeur can be in this league or not after 3 to 4 weeks. Lesser than what you gave Dillon Gabriel. You guys been knew what Dillon Gabriel's ceiling is, but you still made excuses for him. Shedeur gets in there. He plays horrible. I'm not going to lie. But why would I expect him to be Joe Montana when he's never played with any of those guys on the field? Never even threw a little minor pass to them. Never. And I'm supposed to expect greatness. But we did see a glimpse of greatness towards the end of that game. Shedeur showed you what made him durable, what made him legendary. And you guessed it, it was the receiver who dropped the football in the end zone. But are we speaking about that? No, because you insignificant people couldn't wait to find any little mistakes to pounce on that, brother. Because at the end of the day, it is about race. It's always going to be about race. It is bigger than football, and it is deeper than football. I'm DJ Blessed One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed.
Hard been